Now, Billy, you say that in order to manifest, you have to operate with a power
Yeah.
mindset in a state of
Hmm.
commanding. This is where I really want to shape this conversation, and also to give a little bit of context as to how the ancients knew how to do many things, including heal and extend lives through the power of command. This seems to be the one element that, with all the primers that we have and all the books and workshops, et cetera, that we have,
Hmm.
that aspect seems to be missing. Let's start with that. Let's go into that.
Yeah, definitely. The ancients really had a great understanding of how space-time and the manipulation of space-time actually worked. They understood cymatic frequencies, which they would emote directly from their vocal cords, and they understood how to interact those cymatics with photonic light, and they would use a combination of photonic light and cymatics to actually manifest matter. They also understood, yeah, this is incredible stuff. This is written in
Mm,
text 36,000 years ago.
right.
This is talked about in the Enuma Elish. This is talked about in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. This is also talked about in the Mahabharata and the Rayamana. So this
My
is several,
goodness.
that they really, going back into different civilizations that talked about the same exact techniques, which means there was one teacher. Somebody handed down this information step by step. And so they also understood that in reality, in what we're calling reality itself, that there are these rules or these laws that Thoth called, these laws, these hermetic principles, so to speak, the law of cause and effect, the law of duality, the different laws of creation, and all these different types of laws, which really can be converted into scientific terms like, wave particle duality, gravity, and all these other things. But the understood on another level, the etherical aspect of these laws, whereby a person through consciousness can actually use the electrons in their own brain to quantum entangle with other information out in space time and utilize the law of attraction to then draw things to them. But it takes a power mindset. And the reason why it takes a power mindset is because when you're in a powerful mindset, meaning you're at a high vibration, which can be scientifically proven, joy, unconditional love, excitement, those types of gratitude, those types of mind states create a high frequency in the
Mhm.
brain, real science. So when you're in that mind state, it excites the atoms inside of your brain. And those atoms get excited and they start to vibrate faster, shake faster. They also create an interaction with the magnetite crystals in your brain. And crystals are what? Senders and receivers of information.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
So you have this combination of the excited atoms, which is what happens inside of a microwave. When you turn on a microwave, the microwave frequency excites the atoms inside of your food, making them vibrate at a higher frequency, which then creates friction, which actually warms up your food. That's how your food gets hot in the microwave, because of atoms vibrating at a higher frequency.
Mhm.
So when this frequency begins to accelerate inside the brain, it then excites the magnetite crystals, and then something else happens. It ignites the neurons that go around the head on the inside. These neurons are three gigantic neurons called the correlates of consciousness that wrap around the inside of the skull. And when you look at them through an MRI or a brain scan, they actually look like a crown of thorns. So
They
you
do.
see, yes, so you see the simulation between Jesus Christ, crown of thorns, and we actually all are wearing the crown of thorns right now. It has to do with consciousness. So when those three things get excited at the same exact time, all of a sudden you're now tapping into higher realms of thought consciousness, and you're also quantum entangling with other information where you can download ideas, you can download inventions, you can download information for healing. You can also then quantum entangle with the universal consciousness, so you can actually create what they call a law of attraction, or a draw of information or energies back towards you based on the same high frequency and conscious intent that you're putting out. So if you're thinking about something at a high frequency and you're trying to manifest it into your reality, and you're vibrating at that right frequency, your consciousness will literally go out and quantum entangle with all the processes needed to create that reality in your tunnel and bring it back toward you. The only thing that's left for you to be able to do is to actually have discernment to figure out exactly what steps need to be taken on these different actions that are now appearing right before your very eyes, so that you can make the end result happen, which is a manifestation of the exact object, thing, or person that you're looking to bring into your life.
I want to try something right now. Little bird said, go get this. Now, guys, this is live. I don't know what's going to happen, but Billy, I'm going to have you keep talking. I want to see if I put you in a solo layout, because I'm going to grab something you might remember, has to do with magnetite crystals, and you were the person that inspired this little invention of mine.
A lot of people don't realize that we have crystals inside of our brain. Animals have these crystals as well. So this is how a turtle can navigate the sea and come back to his nesting place, or her nesting place, to lay more eggs. How birds can flock from the north to the south and from the south to the north and find their way every single change of seasons. So they're using the magnetite crystal. Whales actually traverse the ocean using the same exact technique. A human being has these same crystals, and they're active. We meaning scientists took a human being, put them in a room, put a gigantic magnet in there with huge magnetism vortexes, and then put on a little sensory cap on the head to figure out what the magnetite crystals are sensing. And then they began to move that giant magnet around the room. And guess what we found out? The human brain was still detecting the change in the magnetic field. So we have not lost our ability to sense the magnetic field. Our magnetite crystals have not lost the ability to transmit and communicate information. It's just that a lot of the times we're not aware of what's exactly happening.
Absolutely. Okay. Bam. Do you guys see that? Billy, do you recall when I showed you this little, I'm trying to remember. Right. Guys, just to give you a little bit of context, they're probably like, what is she showing? I'm going to explain. Billy and I had this conversation about
oh my God, hold on.
While you're doing whatever you're doing with that phone or whatever is going. Billy's a multitasker.
Yeah, sorry.
We had a conversation about 2 years ago, Journeyers, Billy and I believe, obviously it's still on YouTube, where we talked about this idea of magnetite crystals in our brains being sort of a form of receiver. Now, I'm speaking out of school. I don't know nearly as much as Billy does, but based on his thesis and how, if we can excite those magnetite crystals in our brains, we're literally more tethered, not only to frequencies that will allow a manifestation, but literally the magnetosphere. And so I said to Billy, I wonder if I were to create a little bit of an instrument and do a meditation with this, could I possibly excite the magnetite in my own brain? And so this is what I came up with. I'm hoping you guys can see it. What I essentially did was I took a selenite wand, a short one, it's about 3 inches long, and I literally hot glued. And when you said magnetite crystals look like what? Look like little, what did you describe them as? They almost look like little pyramids in a way.
Yeah, they're kind of hexagonal.
Hexagonal.
Yeah.
This is what's in our brain, little mini forms of this. Yeah. And I basically put this at the tip, and then I hot glued, I believe this is jet, which resonates very well and helps to accelerate or excite the energy of the crystals here. And I literally started doing just little exercises, not even meditations, but really just focusing on movement with these magnetite crystals. What do you think this is doing, Billy? There it is.
So that's amplifying. So when you say the magnetosphere, to tell people what that is, the magnetosphere is the electromagnetic field that's around the planet Earth.
Yes.
And the reason why that's so powerful is because what you created is an amplifier. And that amplifier, so the frequency that's already coming out of your brain, everybody's brain is literally every single second of every single day, every thought that you think is leaving out of your skull. It's actually leaving out. It penetrates the skull and goes out into space-time. It's electromagnetism. Every thought generates an electromagnetic wave, which are waves of light, because every electromagnetic wave is a light wave. Everything in this universe is made of light. Now, you can't see it with your eye because we can only see 1% of the light spectrum, but a very sensitive camera can detect the light waves coming out. Now, you created an actual magnifier. And that magnifier that you created can actually help broadcast your signal stronger out to the magnetosphere. Now, the magnetosphere of the Earth is capturing information on a consistent basis in a massive way, and it contains a lot of information. So when you can connect to that, you can literally, obtain global consciousness, so to speak, under the right types of meditations and practices.
If you enjoyed this clip and would like to dive into the full episode, then simply click the link below.